on the planet. It turns out actually that the question isn't how many people can the Earth accommodate, it's more like how many rich people can the Earth accommodate. Because people in general, they tend to demand stuff for their survival, like oxygen, water, and food. But rich people, we have different expectations. We, for example, in America have a lot of agricultural crops, and we have to use a lot of fresh water to water those agricultural crops. Do you want to take a guess at the #1 irrigated crop in the United States of America? Unless you've heard this statistic before, you were wrong. It's grass. It takes more water to create lawns than it does to create all of the corn in America. We're using it like crazy. Though it is a pretty scarce resource, we can use less than 1% of the water on our planet. Most of it is salt water that we cannot use to drink or irrigate crops, and 70% of our fresh water is frozen in glaciers. So clean, fresh water, non-negotiable and scarce. So what's next? Food. The world's combined food output could feed around 11 billion people, and yet there are 1 billion people who need food. So yeah, that's one of the most pathetic and infuriating things about our planet. So if there's enough food for 11 billion people, and there's 7 billion people, and 1 billion of them are hungry, who is eating all of our food? Food is eating all that food. A huge amount of the food that we grow in America gets, in turn, eaten by livestock. It's so hard to say the truth, which is that, but rich people can do what they want. Now when I say rich, it's important to note that I'm not talking about like the 99% versus the 1% rich. I'm talking about if you have running water, electricity that comes into your home, a computer that you can watch YouTube videos on, and regularly can afford to eat meat, you're a rich person on the earth. And you know, sometimes we just have to come to terms with the fact that we, even those of us who don't have it great in America, have it better off than a whole lot of other people. There's a lot of people in the world who don't get that. If you can have a hot shower, that's like the peak of luxury to me. So assuming that you are a first worlder, that you live in a developed country in Europe, or you live in America or Japan, you consume, on average, as much stuff as 32 Kenyans. And now the number of well-off people in the world is starting to increase